For another HR leader who's running a manual process, I would tell them to look at Workable. Casino Beach Cabana Club is a private social club located on the shores of Butterfly Beach. It has families, business individuals, and people who value a luxury experience, and our candidate experience was far from luxurious. Hiring was very manual. We had paper interview guides that were 10-page interview packets. And when a candidate would walk into interview, we would write their name and the position they were interviewing for. Throughout the interview, you'd have your questions on that you would be scoring. And the interview packet would be passed off from hiring manager to hiring manager throughout the process. By the time it got to the general manager, who was the final interview, he would have the full packet in front of him and he would sign off of it, approving the hire. From there, they would pass the interview packet to me, and it was my job to scan that packet and then create an offer letter through Microsoft Word. So it was a very manual process and took a lot of time with different steps. We went through about a year of that manual process, and we were hiring constantly. I was doing multiple onboardings a week, and I couldn't step away from my computer to create the offer letters. So I knew there had to be a more sustainable solution than everything manual. And we were also starting to lose a lot of the packets. So then when you had your candidate in front of you, you didn't know the questions that were asked previously. Something that we really wanted was a careers page. We had a website and there was a link to employment that just had our jobs hard-coded in there. And so anytime we had a different open position, we'd have to reach out to our marketing team who would then have to update the website. And it was just a link to an application that would get emailed to my inbox. We just wanted a luxury candidate experience, consistent communication, consistent questions and standardized questions, and a place where all the hiring managers could go to one spot to look at their candidates and evaluate them. So easy. The Workable team was fantastic to work with. I had a few implementation calls and was able to just hit the ground running, whether it was creating the different positions or creating the careers page. And anytime I had a question, the Workable team was responding within 24 hours. After launching Workable, we were able to launch our careers page where most of our candidates come from knowing about the brand and being curious to see if we're hiring. So that's been an immediate new source for us where we get a lot of our candidates. And now we have consistent communication where when someone applies, they get an automated email within an hour just thanking them for the application and letting them know we're working on it. And throughout each step of the process, there's an automated action where the candidate will get a follow-up email. We also now have standardized scorecards where each step of the interview process has a scorecard with standardized questions where the hiring managers don't need to worry about what they're asking because it's right in front of them during the process. It's a ton of time saved. I would say several hours per hire. It's extra time to put out more fires, but also to be more proactive in our sourcing. So whether it's updating our careers page to ensure it matches or going out onto the different job boards, we have more time in the day to be able to proactively search rather than just react to all the candidates that we're applying. It's amazing to have a careers page, to have that consistent communication with the candidates, to have the consistent scorecards and questions and standardize the interview process. It makes it a lot easier to evaluate candidates across all different positions. The candidate experience now matches the luxury experience that we expect our employees to provide.